We are vastly superior to humans. You know it to be true, so do not resist us. Coming to you live by a tape-delayed basis by means of digital distribution. This is Extreme Hardcore Nerds. Here are your hosts.
Ready, set, game on.
So my game for this week. Yes, of course. Who else but me would play the Darkness? There's just so many undertones in that, huh? So I once again took the loving plunge back into the world of hell, horror, and mobsters, like always. And took another trip back into the mind of Jackie Estacado once more to take up the reins and get revenge for whatever is going on once more in the Darkness2, the loving sequel to Darkness.
Go figure.
Yeah, I thought it would have called The Brightness, but you know. I played this for 360, and to get us all started off, it is a continuing sequel 2 years after the events of the Darkness. Jackie has risen from, in this game, the lowly lives of the mobsters to the head don of pretty much the biggest crime family in the city. And he has managed somehow to shelter away the Darkness from all that he's done. And he's lived his life pretty much as any Don boss would do, making hits, killing people, making money, you know, the usual shit. And suddenly, as everyone I hope here has played in the demo, he's attacked out at a little outing at a restaurant. And of course, once again, the Darkness makes its return. It's returned to try and take back what is lost. And once again, we're thrust into this world of where Jackie now must battle some unknown force to protect his family and, once again, hopefully to contain the Darkness. Things don't go that well, as always, and I'm not going to try and spoil any of the story here. But after being set upon, and sad enough to say, for this story, if you've played the first one, you've kind of played this one. The story literally almost follows the exact same pacing as the last story. So it is no idea what's going on, get attacked, run, make ultimatum, threaten, someone dies, revenge, end. Almost in that exact same order. I literally counted it out. Yeah, so don't think of any deviant story paths here. This game is about as corridor as you can get for a shooter. You will literally be funneled from alleyway to alleyway, once again, into wave paths of enemies. They do make a leveling play this time around and not give you much of a power trip. Your first run of people are all mobsters, and the embodiment of hell versus mobster, who the fuck's gonna win? It doesn't make too bad of gunplay. The nice thing on the change in this is they're a little more focused on the Darkness itself. Quad wielding, allowing you all four buttons, your top two buttons, your top two right and button levers. Right controls the right Darkness head, which is for swiping. The left controls for grabbing enemies, objects, and throwing things. Your left trigger and right trigger fire your right and left guns, respectively. A lot more focus on killing animations this time, too. While in the last one there were up-close and personal kills where you could just shove your gun in the monster's face and blow its head off. Now you have lovely animations, which we've all seen, where you can slice enemies in half or rip them in parts, or even pull their spines from their execution. Beautiful move. Yeah. You can tell that they've been reading my diary. While this is all really cool, the visual style is great. It looks more of the comic book feel, having the heavy dark lines and the cell shading. It has the Naughty Bear effect. After seeing the animations a few times, you'll notice you'll start to...
It's the same thing
over and over again. And the sad thing is you don't get to choose what kind of animation will play. So you will get to choose from like what kind of thing due to, and I'll get to that with the upgrade wheel, but you'll kind of get to choose what you want to like bolster, more health, more ammo, a shield or more darkness power, and that will kind of choose what kind of animation will happen. But you'll notice if you'll do one enough, it'll just play the exact same one back to back to back to back, which can be kind of a pain. Gameplay, pretty succinct, run through the levels, shooting things. In the beginning, you'll notice you'll use probably more so a lot your darkness powers just to have fun. The real sad thing, though, is you won't change up your gameplay style as much. While they give you different things, you'll probably end up playing with just basically two separate things. It's using your guns and either always going for health. You'll almost never normally be using it for anything else. That was a little bit of a downside, too. The good thing is Jackie this time around with, like I said before, the power wheel, where you get to kind of level Jackie up in more of the way you're seeing fit other than that. You can put more points towards, which they call the Dark Essence, more points toward the Darkness Powers, more points towards guns, or more points towards what they call the Swarm, which is basically like a swarm of locusts, and they just kind of distract or kill enemies.
Okay.
So, visual cues, though, definitely this time, too. When you get the Darkness armor on, you can actually see it. Plus up there, guys, little nice touches that were really cool. You also get yourself a little companion called the Darkling this time too as well. Only one though, so unfortunately no multiple ones you can choose from. And he'll help you out. He'll has his own AI animation and he'll do his own thing. You do get one ability with him and you can pick him up and throw him. Not much else to him other than that. Those are about all my pros. Now for my cons. There are a lot of functionality issues with this game that I found. I don't know why this is. I'm pretty positive this is how most shooters work in a lot of games. When you pick up guns, and if you need to get more ammo, usually, like in Halo, I know they still do that, if you run over the gun of the same type, it will automatically grab the ammo for you. Most games, Modern Warfare, I believe, does this as well as Gears of War. If you pick up, when you go to pick up more ammo, a different icon will appear, and you'll just pick it up. For this game, it's really weird. On occasion, I would have a gun, and I would see the exact same gun on the ground. I would go to pick it up, and I would get more ammo. On a few times, I would go to pick up the gun, and it would just throw my gun and give me the new gun. And it would not excuse for the fact that the gun that I just threw had more ammo than the gun I just picked up. Really awkward. Another thing is with the left darkness tentacle, you could use it to grab guns and pull them in. I would have an empty gun and a full gun. I would go to pick up a gun, it would throw the empty gun, it would throw the full gun and pick up the new gun and keep the empty gun. And I was like, why would this be a smart idea? Just a thought. So weird things like that would occur. I didn't understand that. A few times I would go to grab objects or one of the guys you get from the Brotherhood to pull things away from. For some reason, when they have the shield guys, you can only kill them when they lose the shield. You can swipe the shield aside and it will expose their body, and you can shoot them, they won't go down. But if you pull the shield away from them, they suddenly are vulnerable. I don't know why that was either. It seemed like a really weird thing to have in there. Some awkward things with that. I also noticed that some of the abilities you get, they're not directly upgrading your darkness abilities either. There's things in there for upgrading your guns. You can get an extended clip on your weapons, but only when you're in the dark. I guess Jackie's not smart enough to know to carry an extra clip on him when he goes into a gunfight. I don't understand that one. They have the black hole is made a return in this one as well, but it's not a power you can use whenever you want. You can only find it once you kill some enemies, and it's random. So you could be in the middle of a firefight, kill a ton of people, and never get it, and then kill the last guy, and then it appears. And it's like, well, what am I going to do with it now? I can't use it. You can hope you may get to another fight where you could. Most times I would find that the moment I'd have it, I walk at someone, light would shine, and I drop it, and I'd be like, fuck, well, that's screwed. So just some random issues that I had with the game, just coming around the corners of that. The other type of enemy I should have brought up in earlier, your enemy in this one is the Brotherhood. They're the ones that will use more succinct powers, the ones that have shields, armor on them. They're the ones that know that you are your weakness, so they will shine lights on you. I don't like the...
Alan Wake?
Yeah, exactly. I don't like the fact of that one. Before, in the previous Darkness, you could attract the darkness away so that that wouldn't hurt you. In this one, you cannot. And it does not matter how far or how close the light is to you. It will blind you deathly, which is just annoying as shit. I played through the entire game. It is a short game. I played on the second medium level, and it took me only about 6 hours. On the first medium level, it took you about 4 or 5. It is not that hard to get through. It is not that difficult at all of a game either, once again. But at least they tried. I believe that if you want to get the best challenge, go to Don level right away. You do not need to be the greatest shooter to do it. You could pretty much cakewalk through that game very, very succinctly. This time around, I believe in the last game there was a multiplayer too, but they stuck in another multiplayer, which is more of a mission-based objective mode, but it won't be as fun because you're not Jackie. You're playing as some members that I guess he recruited. There's a story to them, I think, but I was not at all just enthralled enough to continue it. I did it once, and it was like, I didn't even get to choose which character I got to be. I just got dropped into a match. So... But they have their own little separate abilities. One of them is like a ninja, and he gets a dark blade. Another dude looks like an old witch doctor, and he has a darkness staff or something. But you do little base missions for Jackie and go out and either just kill mobsters or other stuff like that. All in all, for this entire game, I'm going to give it a 7.5. I did like the graphics. A lot of people have said negative things for it, but I liked the comic book style that it gave. I liked how everything looked. Everything just really fit in with me better there. Gameplay-wise, it's like its predecessor as a shooter. I'd say a little bit better. They give you more things to do, and it's not just basically a power trip of just walking into a level. You really don't have to worry about anything. Even when you would normally just take light damage, you could still shoot everything pretty easy, pretty succinctly. Presentation-wise, I actually liked the characters in this one a lot more. You got to meet more of them. They talked to you more, and they didn't seem like Uncanny Valley when they spoke with you, just sway back and forth and kind of tell you need to do something. So they also make you care about your dead girlfriend this time too. Way more. I mean,
Heard about that.
Tons and tons of flashes with Jenny, tons of remembering things. They bring her up constantly. Design-wise, it's pretty good. I didn't have to spend too much time in the menuing system. The whole leveling wheel is really easy to follow. You click the right trigger to go to the next side. It's really nice and simple. The only really biggest faults is those functionality issues I had a hard time with. The gameplay being pretty much simple on any difficulty. Some of the Brotherhoods being bullet sponges and just having really dumb ways to want to take them down and or like one specific idea. Oh yes, I forgot to bring up this time too. Boss battles. We do have them.
Okay.
Sadly enough, they will all pretty much amount to the same kind of boss battle. Chase boss man, fight boss man. Yeah, it's kind of sad there too. If you're a fan of the Darkness, you'll probably like this just for the fact that you get to play as Jackie. If you got the limited edition, it gives you the first 2 volumes of Darkness Origins. Play the game first and then read the story. If you're a person who likes continuity, you will hate this because none of this follows its source material. They try a lot nicer in this one to follow it a little bit closer, but still, a lot of things are way off from what's going on in the book. So, that was my fun trip with the Darkness.
Cool.
I ate a lot of hearts.
I believe it.
I spit a few of them out too.
Yeah, it happens. So there you have it. Our reviews for Kingdoms of Amalur, Gotham City Imposters, and finally the Darkness 2. Make sure you come back next week as we have 2 more games to review. Ironically enough, they're both on my list. We have UFC Undisputed 3, and we have Twisted Metal. So make sure you come back as we will bring you all of our thoughts and everything on those ones. But with all that having been said, that does bring this edition of the Extreme Hardcore Nerds podcast to a close for this week. I have been your host, your all-knowing Exalted One himself, your King of Kings, Andy Kruger, and along with me this week,
The ever-present, super tired Dark Reaper, Stephen Creighton.
And also with us,
The late, but eventually showed up, Gunner Sipper.
You goatee bastard.
peace everyone.
See you later, folks.